Is it for me?
I'm Morey White.
I'm Bob Nelson.
I'm Tracey White.
And I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation Podcast. Falsetto, everyone. Falsetto. We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus.
And we're
had it today.
Yeah.
yes.
All four of
The
us
answer
again.
is yes.
The answer is yes.
It is. That's right,
All
bro.
four of us again.
All four of us
We're
again.
back.
We're back.
Ta-da.
'Cause I'm slacker.
Three Musketeers and D'Artagnan.
12-hour days will do that to you.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, welcome back, Morey.
Thank you.
We missed you, as always.
Thank you. I fell asleep.
That's all right. And we had your picture. So
You did.
It looks
in
like...
Johnny's.
You did.
I picked that picture because it looked like the new you, right? But
yeah.
it looks like you're praising, like praise.
Yeah.
I know you're actually mid clap, actually. That's what was happening there. Still praising, still
Yes.
praising. It was awesome.
It's okay.
Welcome back. Welcome to the
I
podcast.
might have been praising you. Don't know.
You were praising, man.
Probably were.
So, Morey White, how are you, sir? Welcome to the podcast.
I'm tired.
So he needs to go back to his bed.
That's our normal thing to say, right?
Yeah,
right.
It is.
I've been gone all weekend
Yeah.
in Sterling, Colorado. Actually, a little north of Sterling, out in the middle of nowhere, at a state park, North Sterling State Park.
Nice.
In our North Sterling Reservoir State Park.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Okay. As beautiful as that part of Colorado could be. But the campground's really nice. Well, there's a lake.
Okay.
Where is Sterling? Where is Sterling? I missed that part.
It's almost to Nebraska on 76.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's like one of the last real towns.
I got you.
Town of, I guess they have 16,000 there,
Yeah.
something like that. We talked to several of the locals. Very different environment than the city. Truly enjoyed it. Like I said, we talked to a lot of people. We did a whole lot of sitting there in the lawn chair going.
That's
Did a
awesome.
whole lot of that,
Good
which
for you.
was amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I'm tired. I'm so relaxed.
So tired.
No, I get it. You can be drained.
I can be drained. We just had a massive project at work and finished that up. Okay, it's probably going to take a year to get all through all of this stuff, but we finished the first part where we have to give some information. So, part one done.
Awesome.
So things will slow down for a little bit until the government reviews those numbers. And
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm glad you're back.
thank you.
Glad you're sort of rested, even though you're still kind of dry. Dry. You're all dry now. Tired is what I tried to say.
Tired. It sounds like driving. It could have been the drive.
I said dry. I actually said dried, like dried out.
I am pretty dry.
Don't know what I would say.
Close enough.
Pretty dry.
Just ignore what I say.
You're not jerky. It's okay.
I don't know. Julie says sometimes a little jerky. Sorry.
Yeah.
And with that happy segue, we'll move to Bob Nelson.
Who's quirky, not jerky.
You can see Bob.
Where's Bob?
If I scoot over here.
Where's
There
Bob?
you
There's Bob.
Camera
about
troubles.
Yeah, I started out tired, but I'm not tired, and that's even without a nap. So it's really weird. It was just, it's like I know I got more sleep than what my health thing said I got, but I felt like I got what it said I got
Well, that's good.
this morning. But yeah, I'm fine now. Yeah, it was a nice day. It wasn't as busy as it was last week or Friday, and had a good weekend for a lot of reasons. One of them, and this will just be the kind of funny part. I talked about Thursday when we were practicing. It's like, hey, I need a cajon.
Did you get it?
No, I did not.
Oh.
But I got a really great look from my wife from it. So we went. My youngest nephew's first birthday was celebration was Saturday, and we were talking about music, and I looked at Joy and said, "I need to get a cajon," and she goes, "A what?" And I said, "You know, the drum thing that Tracy uses," and she goes. I can't. Yeah, it's just like
No tapping, no hitting, no drumming.
you tapping on your, slapping on your legs and stuff is bad enough. So I don't need that in my life.
I don't know. Borrow it for a couple of days
And yeah, if I don't come back, you'll know why.
Nice.
You just may lose the cajon, and that'd be all
Maybe.
saying.
You could always come to our Thursday night gig and just sit there on the side with the cajon.
That's right.
Practice.
That is right.
It's true.
Just thought.
Always.
Yep.
Meat and potatoes. Start with meat and potatoes first.
Yeah.
Keep the beat. You gotta keep the beat. That's it. Then you add the frills. Awesome. We'll talk about you in just a second also, but back to you now. Tracey White. Are you on camera?
Oh,
Every time you speak, you gotta shift
Yeah.
the chair.
musical chairs.
Let's do that. We'll get the wheelchairs in here for next time, right? Just kind of wheel back and
Wheelchairs.
forth.
What?
Yeah.
Everybody roll.
Oh no.
It was Monday, like any typical Monday. Getting back on the treadmill, putting out the fires of the day to make way for the rest of the week, and then of course drill weekend coming up this next weekend, and looking forward to that. So,
Awesome.
yep. And then outside of that, everything we talked about pre show, which was the stuff I'm not gonna bring up here.
I was gonna say. We had a
really
great
wants to go on a
conversation about how
cruise.
you're doing.
I just
And
want
it's
to go
just-
on a cruise.
Let's just say cruise. Cruise is the word.
Cruise
That's all we
news.
do.
Yeah. So. But how about you, Johnny?
Well, so I got the second COVID shot.
Still no superpowers.
Which reminds me, I am now officially, as of yesterday, fully vaccinated. I've
Oh,
had
yeah,
2
you
weeks.
went
Been the
through
2
10
weeks
days.
since my second. Yeah.
Okay. So it's had its efficacy.
Yes.
Definitely.
use it. Yes.
Going back to the
I was just
pre-show.
thinking, if I could see a way to interject that.
Yeah, I forgot to hit the timer. So
It's all right. So, so I got the shot, got the injection, no big deal. It was not a problem going in. I still kind of feel it, but hardly at all. You know, it's like immediately when I got it, I was just moving my arm around and stuff.
that's the way.
But it did get pretty sore. I was mostly when we planned for this going into the weekend, right? And we also decided that no matter how I felt, we're still going to enact that plan,
Right.
which I'm so glad we did, by the way.
Yeah, that's great.
I was not sick feeling, I didn't have fever, anything like that, but I did feel a little not myself, kind of drained, like my body was just kind of working on. It's like being really tired.
Yes.
Or yeah.
Interestingly enough, I don't feel tired now.
That's good.
So that's good. So even as it was a great experience to be on the other side. We put the service on the screen on our TV, and it was great being in that role. Even though I was technically there digitally, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
There was still a part of me that was going, Lord, let my computer not make everything crash right before the message. But anyway, so that's what I was going to say. Come back to you, Bob. Great job on hosting and just kind of opening up and keeping that flowing. Fantastic job as always, Tracy. And I was real proud of my son.
Yeah.
too.
My
Oh my
God,
gosh,
wonderful.
he did a
wonderful.
great
Man,
job.
he did a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like,
Yeah.
oh boy,
Without
that's what
a
I want
doubt,
to see
it
right
was-
there.
It was wonderful.
So yeah, I was real pleased with how all of that went. I did notice we had this mic. So the reason you were not as loud is because I told you, it was my fault. I told you to stand up front. I was thinking more staging and flow.
Yep. Which made total
Not the
sense.
But then you were supposed to come over here beside Tracy, and it would have picked you up. But you're still a little in front. But either way, I fixed it in the video.
Yeah.
It works.
Bumped it up,
We're
and
good.
it was great.
Yeah.
We had a number of people who've seen this service now. I mean, it goes up and down, but there was last I checked, 140
There were
views, something like
like
that.
63 views when I went back to look at some of the comments.
Oh, yeah, good.
just later that afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting, likes and things happen well after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously some people are catching it later. So
Mhm.
so that was cool. And it was good for me to heckle myself slightly, It was fun to put in comments and things. I thought it
Nah,
had to be weird to people that I'm commenting while I'm talking.
I think you were too easy on yourself.
I think I was pretty easy with myself. I didn't heckle at all.
I know. I was disappointed. A little bit, yeah.
I just thought I started thinking, this is an important time. It's the message from the word. Maybe I shouldn't be goofing around.
You know what? I
In the
bet you
middle.
if it was
Heresy!
if you didn't say anything in the lesson about you not actually being there,
I think
and
a lot
we
of
left the
people, yeah.
whiteboard there, nobody would have ever known.
Even without the whiteboard, because during the coffee
that's
break,
right,
we
yeah.
moved stuff around.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
No, I thought it went pretty seamlessly. Yeah,
It did.
didn't it?
I was really pleased that gave us a great opportunity to sort of play around with me not being live and us doing an
Yeah.
online service anyway.
Yeah, it was great. Love the technology that we have to be able to do that sort of thing with, and it worked out. So
Yeah, good
That's
job.
great.
And we missed you, of course.
I'm sorry.
We knew where you were. You told us a minute ago.
I was relaxing.
you needed it after the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
We missed you really means we missed you, not you're in trouble. That seemed accusatory. We missed you.
We tried to hit you.
We tried to hit you.
but we just missed.
We missed. No, that's true when anybody's gone. We always miss them when they're really not here. But anyway, yeah, it was great, and even the doing the question that we did, the welcome, all that went well, and you guys were funny. I was laughing at you,
Cool.
and
At us or with
I
us?
take it.
we'll just leave it as I said it.
Okay, perfect.
So
We'll take it.
just good.
I take it Leona did okay with the shot too?
We have dealt with the everything that happened with me exactly happened with her. So
Mhm.
so
Okay.
just same thing. She was kind of tired. She had a little bit of a headache.
Yeah.
I was expecting her to have a more difficult time with it actually, but we're both fine.
Awesome.
That's good.
At least
I'm
right
so
now.
glad.
Feeling good.
Nice.
Feeling healthy.
I'm so glad.
Invincible.
Invincible.
Mate, it's the superpowers.
It
that
is.
kick in.
The superpower.
I wish.
Right?
Well, what else about the weekend Sunday?
The lesson. Love is not rud. So
It's not Rudd. No Rudd.
no rudness.
That was a
No,
bad
no. I just thought, love is not rude.
Yeah.
Another one of the connection breakers,
Yeah.
right? Which was again, as we go through point by point, because you can't get through more than one because
there's just so
they're
much
that
to dive
important.
into. Yeah, it's just-
Yeah.
It's that
do
important
some
to
justice with it.
focus on it for a bit. So yeah, the lesson which I have here.
Redness.
You made all the ladies mad at you now with the
No, I just
folly
quoted
is
the
a rowdy
Bible.
woman.
All I did was quote the Bible. The folly is a rowdy
So-
woman.
She is gullible and knows it.
I'm not going to justify the Bible, but there's a sense of
You can listen to this.
that falls in really well with both that proverb and that the one of the meanings of one of the meanings of rudeness, which is uncomeliness.
Yes.
And we
Yeah.
don't find it becoming of, and this is now and it was back then, of a loud woman. It just seems odd. It seems out of place. And so that's part of where, and Solomon probably for that proverb was coming from. This is not what we're expecting.
Yeah. It's that brashness, it's that harshness. And I kind of went out of my way, I was having a little fun with it too, to say it's okay to be loud. It's not about just being loud.
Right.
It's being brash, harsh, quick to anger, shouting matches all the time. That doesn't reflect love.
We had a discussion earlier, and we were talking about, talking loud and that sort of thing. And we were talking about how Bob is a little more soft-spoken
Soft-spoken.
but we believe that is because he's not deaf like the rest of us. He can actually hear himself
Oh
talking.
man, they used to call Leona's family when she was growing up. I think you said this Sunday, but they used to call them the loud family. They would go anywhere they would go. They used to say it's the loud family. But honestly, there's a lot of hard of hearing going on. That's a different thing too. I mean, You can tell when someone can't hear you and they say, "What's that? What's that?" And they say it loud. And it's a different thing when they're like, "What? What?"
Right.
You know, that's
I got you.
so. Yeah, and again, we're looking at what love as a foundation for good, healthy relationships looks like.
Yes.
So when we're finding ourselves being harsh, and also there's that added bit of like belittling people, even not acknowledging people, there's some rudeness in that.
Yeah.
Then we know that we're not displaying God's kind of love in our life.
Yeah. I listened to a lecture today. It was a. Thanks, Bob. It was a professor from somewhere in Southern California.
Berkeley.
No.
I see.
But he was an imposter, right? So he said he was a philosophy teacher from UCLA, and he came to this Christian school, this high school, to do this lecture on why he was an atheist, and he would take questions from all these kids and everything, and they posted some kind of challenging questions. Whenever I was listening to him and his reasons for being an atheist, it really did seem like he was throwing some softballs out there, and they were kids, so they didn't really pick up on it. But about 50 minutes into this whole thing, he finally said, "Okay, we only have a few minutes left, so I want to let you know who I am." And he's one of the top apologists in the country.
So he was acting like
an atheist. And his message to all these kids were, and they did a very, very good job about it, is being rude.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So that's how this directly ties into your lesson yesterday. Whenever you have somebody that is challenging the way you think, or questioning your faith, or even making fun of you for having your faith, how you respond to them is incredibly, incredibly important. And his message to them was, it doesn't matter who you're talking to, if it's an atheist and they're spewing out all this stuff that seems to really back up how they're feeling, you don't be rude to them.
Yeah.
You know, you're still going to love them anyway.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And treat them with respect. And that was not necessarily the main part of his message, but
I'm sure
but
it
that was
stood out
a
after
huge part of it.
yesterday,
But it was definitely the kind of the core on how you respond to people. And then the rest of it was, know your stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, the scripture speaks to that too in the
Yeah.
New Testament.
Well,
I mean,
sure.
When you be ready to give an answer to anyone who asks you about the faith that you have, I'm kind of paraphrasing, obviously, but to do so with gentleness and respect as you do so. So, where's that button?
2 Peter 3:15.
There it is. Thank you, sir.
Reminds me
Boom!
of the Ephesians.
Thank you, Spock.
Look, I've got my
That was good.
on the Bible app
On the Bible
from
app.
yesterday. I saved it. Let all bitterness, anger, and wrath, shouting, and slander be removed from you, along with malice.
Yeah.
And be kind and compassionate to one another,
Yep.
forgiving one another, just as God also forgave you
Yeah.
in Christ.
That just makes it as we just can't find a way to wrap around an excuse to be that way with passages like that.
I know. So the thing is, I wish the world could read that and go, you know what? That's right. Let's all stop being bitter at each other and mad all the time, and let's just kind of.
But they can't until they really find Christ. I mean, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Bob, would you
There's
say something?
two important things in there. One, the ending of it. We're doing this because God
Yes.
in Christ forgave us.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure you'll get to that soon.
Oh, I'm going to.
And then the other part of it is it says, let all of these things be removed from you. We can't do it on our own.
Yeah, be
Right.
removed.
Yeah,
Excellent.
it has to be pulled off from us, as God's pulling off the old man and putting on the new man,
Yeah.
or woman, as it goes, person, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the really important part about it. It's not our works that get us there; it's God working through us.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's exactly right.
So true, man. And there was something I tried to make clear at the end also, because I know this happens in messages a lot of times. We hear a sermon and we unpack it, and it just becomes like a new burden. Here are more things I got to do and more things I got to work on. And just a reminder that honestly, as you are filled with the love of God, these are the kinds of things that show up and are like an indicator. Whoops, I've moved off course a little.
Yeah.
They're not like a whole new list of things that we got to start doing and stop doing. Those things stop happening as you genuinely love the
That's
way God
true.
wants us to. So, anyway,
Well, there's a reason,
about love, something about love.
something about love, why we have been forgiven. It is because of the incredible love. And you know what? And it's kind of become this expected thing that I'm going to say the same thing every week. And the reason is because it's so important.
Absolutely.
You know, it's never a joke when we do this or when we talk about it. It is the understanding that God so loved the world in this way. Some of the versions say that, and I love that because when it says in this way, and it starts to describe that He gave His only Son, that whoever believes in Him will not perish but have eternal life. That's the love that was shown us. It is
Absolutely.
not a whole lot to ask for us to be kind to one another and not be rude.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot to ask. He's not saying, man, you all got to give up your son.
Right. Right.
That's true.
He's saying, you just got to be nice to each other.
Let's say we love because He first loved
He
us.
first loved us.
That's
Yes.
correct. But yeah, John 3:16 encapsulizes the
It
gospel
does.
in many ways.
It does, and I don't want it to ever become. I tell my wife that all the time. I say, I tell you I love you all the time. I don't want that to just come across as me saying it because I feel like I need to say it.
Yeah.
I really, really feel that, and it's the same thing with John 3:16.
Yeah.
I don't say it to say it.
Right.
I believe it 100%,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
that's okay.
Yeah, it's good,
Oh,
man.
that's
Yep.
great, man.
No, we love
It's
it.
important.
When,
Yeah.
it's one of those wonderful
Super
things.
important.
Like we have these kind of running jokes.
Yes.
That's not one of them.
That's not
Right.
It's a running thing, but
It's a
not
running.
joke.
Yeah.
It was a theme.
running thing for sure.
The fun thing about it is that you're the one that always reminds us and keeps us
Yeah.
on track.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
That's the fun part
That's
that we
the
have
fun
with it.
part.
But yeah. We never want you to stop doing that.
Oh, okay.
By the way, please don't.
I'm not.
It's part of our podcast.
Yeah. We were talking about that several weeks ago about traditions. Some traditions are
Some
need
are
to get
good.
rid of, and this is one we need to keep.
Yeah.
This is what we need to fan into flame.
Yes.
There was another example that I saw just today because Kathy and I decided we were going to be lazy.
You went the other way.
I think I'm blocking him.
We were going to be lazy, and so
Wait a minute. So you were saying something, right? Oh, sorry, man. Go ahead. It's all you.
musical chairs. Oh, so for dinner we just went and got Wendy's.
Oh, yeah.
And a couple of cars in front of us. The person that got their meal from the window took the time right then and there to check it and were unhappy with what they received, and you could see them trying to hand whatever they got handed back, telling them it was wrong. And I was watching that, and just the hand gestures, and I'm not talking about a hand
Right.
I'm just the way that the body language was not very friendly. So it's fast food.
Yeah.
It's probably not a job that somebody really takes seriously. In this particular Wendy's, it's usually high school kids for the most part that work there. So it looked like that person was being rude.
Yeah. Just by
And it
seeing
made me,
them.
just by seeing, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, wonder if they're a Christian.
Whoa.
Any bumper stickers on the back?
No,
fish,
I didn't
anything like
see. I
that?
didn't notice any of that, but I'm like, you know what though? I get that. I get where you're expecting something and then you don't get what you expected. That seems like something so simple, and you get a little irritated at that, and you want to call the person out for getting it wrong, right? But there is a gracious way to do that. oh, you know, I'm sorry, this is not correct. Is there any way we can
there's
take care of this? There's just so many ways you can approach. You know, I mean, when you're talking about food, oh my goodness, if you get food wrong, yeah, that'll send a lot of people off. But there is a way to handle that with grace.
Jesus, in the sermon, this may have been Sermon on the Mount, but Jesus was talking about how the Romans you were required, if a Roman wanted you to carry his pack or whatever for a mile or anything like that, you were required to do it. And so Jesus says if you're compelled to walk a mile, walk two.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the idea is that you just you have a different mindset about how you relate to people even people who are being slightly oppressive to you.
Yeah.
That's a whole different way of thinking. It doesn't. It does not reflect how we would on our own necessarily.
Well, I think part of the reason as a society we don't really think of that is because I think a lot of people think that if you go that extra mile for somebody who may be oppressing you, that it looks like you're just letting people walk all over you, right? You mentioned
turning
that.
the other cheek.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. But you mentioned
that
that. You said because there is a line between letting people walk all over you and just being gracious to people, right? So or kind.
That is true. But here's the big thing, and this is the teaser for Sunday.
Aha!
Because I didn't get to go here. I'll just say it here on the podcast because we love you. You get the good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll let you guys chew on it because we're not going to even talk about it because I think we're out of time actually.
Self-seeking, right? So hold on.
Well. Tracey White.
No, we got some time.
How much time?
I don't know. There's 15 minutes left on the card.
No, we're not going to do all that. I don't want us to chew on this because I want to wait and I want to talk about it on Sunday.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's just this idea. Love is not fair. All right, I'll let you guys just think about that for a moment.
That is true.
You guys want to talk about it?
Yeah, it is.
I do
But there's a
now.
reason for that. There's a reason for that. Fairness to us is inward thinking. Love is outward thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So fairness is part of, we would perceive fairness based on selfishness, which would be inward.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perspective sort of thing, Johnny. I'm like, whenever I think about the fair part of it, it's like, I'm going to do this for you so I get something in return, right? Well, that's not what love is. Love is, I'm going to do for you. That's the end of it.
Right. And in relationships, and just a little teaser here, I mean, it's that in relationships, sometimes the problem is we feel like it, like let's say husband and wife, it has to be fair.
Right.
I did this for you, you should do this for me.
Yeah.
I did this for, and the truth is, true love says, I'm going to go, we're not giving 50-50, that doesn't even work. It's more, I'm giving 100, you're giving 100. We're actually giving 150 if that's a thing. And I'm going to go the extra mile and I'm not going to expect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that will take longer to really unpack and fully dive into.
That's a good one, I like it.
But that's what we'll do a little bit on Sunday.
All right.
So I just wanted to throw that out there because that's an essence of some of this whole idea is if we get past the idea that everything has to be fair and I can actually do more for you than I'm expecting you to do for me,
Yeah.
then all the world starts changing.
Yeah.
Our relationships begin to change as well. And also we begin to have needs met we didn't even realize.
That's true.
But
It's true.
There's that whole giving is better than receiving thing.
Yeah, and on the surface, that really sounds like a platitude, right? Like a simple, like nicety.
Well, unless it's coronavirus, you don't want to give that.
Don't give the credit. It may be fun to do that, but don't. Wait, what? No, yeah, but exactly. I mean, they're giving. That's something that until you begin to fully exercise it in the right mindset and heart, that you really begin to go, oh, that kind of is true. Mm-hmm. And you don't realize the truth of it just from hearing it. You realize it by obeying it and following through, living it out. As is most of what it means to follow Jesus.
Weird how that works.
Bedtime, bro?
Almost.
All right, man. That's it. We're at the end, I think. I just want to say that you can join us every Sunday on Facebook at Compass Church Colorado, and you can find us online that way. You can discover more at. That again? What's that?
Facebook.
I'm not sure that's American Sign Language, but
Oh my goodness, brother.
you can join us online every Sunday that way. You can discover more at compassdenver.com. This Sunday, we're going to be at Arkansas Elementary School live and in person, and we would love to have you in any of those ways as our guest at 10 o'clock this Sunday. All right, guys, final words.
Love you guys as always, and love everyone out there.
Definitely love you guys. Likewise.
Peace.
Grace and peace to you. That's all we have for tonight, and we are out. Out.
Later, goodbye.
Truth bomb. Drop the mic.
Truth bomb.